And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right up to the podium. And is that Paul up there?
It's our plant manager, Paul Schnees.
There he is.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I am Paul Schnees, plant manager of this facility. On behalf of the entire workforce of this assembly plant, may I welcome all of you to this very, very special celebration. We are pleased that you could take time out from your busy schedule to be a part of the final build of the 1 millionth Corvette. I would like to take the time to personally congratulate the workforce and the men and women of Corvette who work here every day and have made this day possible. Without your upending desire to assemble the highest quality Corvettes for our customers, this day would not have happened. I would also congratulate the men and women from the General Motors Corvette platform in Detroit, many of whom are present with us today, the rest watching by way of satellite in Detroit, for their continuing efforts to improve the Corvette every year. Your dedication to retaining the heritage of the Corvette while improving the vehicle every year is one of the reasons we are able to reach this very good milestone. With all of your efforts, the people in the plant and the people in Detroit, the Corvette truly has become a legend in its own time. And finally, to the friends of Corvette, the enthusiasts, the Corvette restorers, the people who race Corvettes, to the over 600 active Corvette clubs in the world, and to our customers who simply enjoy driving a Corvette, this day is also to honor you. Today, several thousand Corvette friends from Kentucky and across the country have come to the plant to be a part of our celebration. We thank you for coming to Bowling Green, Kentucky, the home of the Corvette. I would like at this time to introduce Mr. Billy Jackson, President of the United Auto Workers Local 2164. This UAW local leadership has been a large part of our success as we have jointly worked together to improve the quality of this great car that we deliver to our customers. Billy?
Very much. First of all, I'd like to thank some people from the International Union that graced us with their presence here today. One of them is our director, our newly elected director, and I feel that he's going to do a terrific job for our membership in Region 3. That person's Ron Gillifinger. Ron, would you show yourself? But I'd like to thank Gary Sorrell, our servicing rep, for coming today. Also, Bob Farley, who's our Quality Network rep. Bob Farley, many of you know him. He heads up our Quality Network program, which takes the lead in making sure that quality goes into this car through people. Also, I don't want to forget Marilyn Sears. If I forget Marilyn, he'll never forgive me. Marilyn Sears is our assistant director who's been on board a long time, and he will be staying with us under Ron's administratorship. So I appreciate Marilyn. But most of all today, I'd like to thank not only the membership of Local 2164, who builds the quality into each car, but also our retirees that's made it possible that the 1 millionth car will be built and will continue to be built, because our retirees is the backbone of any union or any plant. So I thank the retirees very much. And in closing, let me say this. It would be my wish that this Corvette will be built forever or until the Lord returns, whichever comes first. So With that, thank you very much.
I'd like to take a moment now and introduce the folks that are on the podium with us. First, from our Bowling Green area, may I present to you the Honorable Mayor of Bowling Green, Mr. Johnny Webb. Our State Senator, Nick Kofogelis. State Representative Billy Ray Smith. State Representative Jody Richards. From the state of Kentucky, our Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Don Kelly. Secretary of Tourism Cabinet, Crit Lowell. Our Vice President and General Manager, Rear Drive Automotive Division, Mr. Joe Spielman. The Corvette Platform Manager, Russ McLean. Director of Region 3 UAW from Indianapolis, Mr. Ron Gettelfinger again. I'm sorry, you're down there. Chairman of Shop Committee of Local 2164, Mr. Eldon Renault. A man who's very special to all of us in Corvette, our retired Chief Engineer of Corvette, the man we all know as the grandfather of Corvette, Zora Ankus Duntoff. Our present Chief Engineer, our Corvette Engineering Director, Mr. Dave McClellan. We have the Chairman of the Board of American Sunroof Corporation, Mr. Heinz Prechter. Another very special guest with us today from Champaign, Illinois. The man who used to own this beautiful 1953 Corvette on the stage, who has donated it to the Corvette Museum to be built in Bowling Green, Mr. Ray Quinlan. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, our Governor, Governor Burton Jones.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. On behalf of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I'm here today to congratulate General Motors, to congratulate you, Paul, and to congratulate all of the great Kentucky workforce that has made this possible. You and I both know that the Corvette is not only America's car, but it's Kentucky's car. It belongs to us. And we are never going to let this Corvette plant leave the Commonwealth of Kentucky. You can count on that. Never. It gives me great pleasure today not only to give credit where credit's due, and that's to the workforce that builds this great car, but I'm here today to make an announcement. And that is that the Corvette Museum is going to become a reality because the Commonwealth of Kentucky is here today to present a check for $400,000 to make certain that access road is built. You've heard me say it before, and you will hear me say it again. When we work together, business and labor, there's absolutely no limit to what we can accomplish. Thank you and congratulations.
Governor, we thank you for those kind words. All of us in Bowling Green are just proud as could be that you make that announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Lieutenant Governor Paul C. Patton from the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. The Corvette is the most desired car in the world, and I think everyone that has ever owned a Corvette or even lusted after a Corvette has a favorite Corvette story. And I have a Corvette story. Seems my daughter, several years ago, went to Lexington to college. And I guess perhaps the bright lights distracted her in the nightlife. And so after the first semester, we got the letter from the dean that said, this is to advise you that your daughter, Bambi, is on probation, and if her grades don't improve, she will not be able to re-enter school next fall. Well, Bambi and I had the typical father-daughter talk, and I told her, I said, now, Bambi, if your grades, when you flunk out of school, it's the big world, and you'll have to make your own living. She looked me right in the eye, and she said, Paul, if I make the dean's list, will you buy me a Corvette? Well, I said yes, instantly, for two reasons. One, I knew she couldn't make the dean's list, and I didn't know how much a Corvette cost. But needless to say, she got the Corvette. And the Corvette is a great car. It's a great car because it's built by a great company. It's built by the best designers in the world. And it's built by the best workforce in the world. In the great state of Kentucky. Good to be with you all today.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Vice President and General Manager of Chevrolet Motor Division, Mr. Jim Perkins.
I tell you, there's no two ways about it. A million of anything is a bunch. If you're counting jelly beans, a million jelly beans would be a big test. But a million beautiful Corvettes is just something to behold. When you think about it, nobody else has ever done it. No one else has ever built a sports car that endured that long. Give yourself a hand. It's amazing. 1 million American-built sports cars that appeal to virtually everybody on the planet Earth that understand anything about cars. Next year's the 40th anniversary, which is 1993, a huge event, and you're part of it. We're part of it. It's a spectacular thing to have happen in this great country. And I want to thank Billy Jackson. I want to thank the labor force here at this great plant. I want to thank the management at the plant. I want to thank the team that made this happen. We at Chevrolet are very, very high on this car. We are committed to make it live for the long term and to sell 2 million Corvettes in the process. And I'll tell you, I want to come to the celebration for the 80th year. So it's going to take a little time, I realize, but I'll try to be around. You know, when this car, the decisions made on this car, you'd be surprised how much help we got in trying to make a decision about the final disposition, where the car was going to go. There were those who said you ought to auction it off for charity. There are those who said you ought to put it in your own front, in your own edifice, your own building. There are those that said, take it to an auction and sell it. God knows what it would be worth. But there's only one proper home for the Corvette, and ladies and gentlemen, that's the new Corvette Museum at Bowling Green, Kentucky. Dan? Dan Gale has given a lot of his life, he's given a lot of his energy totally to the Corvette Museum. And Dan, on behalf of Chevrolet Motor Division, the great people at Bowling Green, we want to present the 1 millionth Corvette to the museum.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's an awful tough act to follow, isn't it? Governor, I think you need to drive this car first. Thank you very much also. Mr. Perkins, on behalf of the National Corvette Museum, and personally I'd like to thank you very much for this gift. I'd like to congratulate Chevrolet and General Motors and the entire workforce for such a magnificent automobile. And I promise you we'll treat it right. Thank you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you now to our Vice President and Group Executive, North American Passenger Car Platforms, a good friend of ours in Bowling Green, Mr. Mike Mutchler.
The 1 millionth Corvette truly tugs at the heartstrings of everybody here, as well as everybody that's preceded us, regardless of where they are in America today, and it means many things to many people. I had the privilege of starting with General Motors in the same city that the Corvette was born, just about 2 months before this vehicle on my right was built. None of us, in our wildest dreams, ever imagined that 39 years later we'd be here celebrating 1 million units, and that this magnificent car behind me on the left would be with us today. I hope, as others have expressed, we can look forward to other celebrations. I don't think I'll be here for 2 million, but maybe some of our successors will. Now, many things have happened to the United States in the 39 years that this car has been built. Everything from the Vietnam War to oil embargoes to Desert Storm to the crumbling of the Berlin Wall and the ultimate collapse of communism. And through all of that, the Corvette, as well as many other traditions that we have here in the United States, has really symbolized Americana. Now, we are approaching the birthday of our nation on this July 4th weekend. And what more fitting way to close this program and celebrate these two magnificent cars on the stage, and especially the 1 millionth, by singing God Bless America. So please join me in concluding the program with singing God Bless America. You got to drown me out. Let's go. Professor?
Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a happy 4th of July.